Welcome to this Zentangle Quickie. My name is Heather Hartwick Gladden. I'm a Certified Zentangle Teacher. And today we're going to take a look at the Zentangle original tangle called Springkle. This is a neat organic tangle. I'm going to put in my 4 corner dots kind of towards the edge a little bit and a border just because I want to have one in there. So that way my sprinkle can be coming out of something. All right, so this is a neat tangle. If you are familiar with several tangles, I was just thinking about that. This one is really kind of a mashup between fescue and zinger. And as we do this, it is just rather neat. So I'm gonna start I think I'll start right in the middle here. So this one starts with a straight line kind of going into a curve with a little bulb at the end. And yeah, and I'm just thinking, how do I want, maybe I'll make this one a little bit angled here. And they can be whatever size that you want. And so big line, into a curve and then kind of having it curve back up on itself. And then we fill in this little bulb. And I like the bulb is kind of more like a sort of a teardrop-ish. So if you come back, and then if you end up with a bulb, you can always kind of just blend it in a little bit. The beauty of the fill-in, right? Okay, next step is we're going to aura. And if you are not familiar, to aura is essentially to outline. So I like to start right here, so here's the bulb. So we're going to aura the bulb as well as the outside of the stem, for lack of a better way to describe it. All right, so I'm going to start here, and I'm kind of going around because we want to add to that. And this I do personally like to make it a little bit thicker than I would normally do an aura. But you can do that as far apart or as close as you want. Then the next step is we're going to aura this side of the line. So but coming from like this corner here where we started from. So we're going to just do, and this one for sure, make it a little bit thinner than what you did otherwise. Okay. Then last step, this adds the whimsy. It's just so cool. And then this is kind of like the zinger aspect. So we're going to add the little hat. And this is just a series of, these would be backwards C's. And you can add them, wherever you want to, however you want to have this guy going. And let's see, I think we're going to add right here. One thing that I remember looking, as I was kind of looking at and I'm going outside my border, and it is perfectly okay to do that. I remember in looking at some of Rick and Maria's drawings, it seemed like almost, so if you took this as a spiral here, and like as if it kind of continues. So that's kind of something to think about. Although you can put it wherever you want, but I was just remembering that. I was like, oh yeah, because it seemed like as if this is a cone or like a seashell, and you're almost, this is like you're seeing inside, like as if it's hollow. And then kind of a last step is just to add a little swoosh, just a little straight line, with a little curve, kind of like an antenna or something like that. Okay. And so that is it. There we have it. So I'm going to draw, we'll draw a couple more here. And you can have them coming. Let's see, how do I want to do that? Okay, so I'm going to come this direction. I'm going to make this a little bit, maybe a tall one here. And I'm using the hollow technique. Picked up my pen there. And, I continued my pen across and then put it down on the other side. And then continued on. All right. Filled in my little bulb. And then we're going to do this aura, and I'm thinking, make sure also, turn your tile so that way it's comfortable for you to draw. Draw and see at the same time. All right, so that's why I keep flipping my tile, because I'm deciding, oh, here, maybe this will be better. All right, so, and I'm going to kind of make this a little curvy, and again, I'm going outside of that. And using that hollow technique. Hitting the other side like that. And then, so this one, since I kind of had that gap already, I'm going to start here and that extra little aura line here on the other side. And there we go. And now for the hat, I'm going to put the hat on kind of this way, really aiming down. You know, you can add as many little things on top as you want. And they, I saw some, I think on a video that Rick or Marie did that, you know, they weren't necessarily always like going smaller like this, you know, so you can make it as, just use your creativity, however you want to do this. Have fun with it. All right, and let's see, I have this kind of empty space over here, so I think we'll add a third one for good measure. And let's see, so we're going to go up this way, again using that hollow bow technique. And I wanted to have this one just kind of aiming a little bit. As you're doing it, you can, as you do that curve, and then you knowing you know where your hat is going to be, then you can kind of adjust you know, your curve and all of that, so that way you get it the way you want it. And if you want them to end up, you know, kind of going different directions. All right, so then we have our big aura coming down and hollow bowing to the end. And then our additional smaller aura on the other side coming down. Whoa, okay. And then our hat. And again, so I'm going to, yeah, see if I'm going to make this one just a little bit different, a little bit bigger. We'll see. Oops. It helps to have them all connected, and then a little swoosh at the end. All right. Now, for shading. Here's a thought. And of course, you know, there's a million ways to shade everything. What I like to do is adding graphite into that aura that we did that last step. Well, last step before the hat anyway. And I'm going to add that on all three of them right now. And of course, not going through there. All right. And then taking the tortillon. I need a different tortillon. This guy needs to be... Oh, this is a little bit better. That one has kind of gotten jammed in. All right. So now I'm taking my tortillon and pointing the tortillon, you know, I'm having it on this line here, and I'm bringing it in just a little bit over this line, just a smidge, but just kind of blending it so it's smooth in here. But then, like I said, bringing it out just across that line, just a little bit, and then so do that much for now, because then you can always go back and add some if I want to. But for me, I just feel a little safer in that way. And okay, let's do this one. It helps to have control of where you're putting the graphite if you aim your pen kind of, or your pen, your tortillon into that line of graphite, and then you're just, you know, bringing it into where you want to, and then not going on the outside of it. All right, so let's see how that looks. Oh, that looks kind of cool. And then, pencil. What's kind of neat is I'm going to put a little bit of extra graphite here, and then a little bit on this side. Oh, and then this one. So I'm going to do the same thing, even though it's aiming a different direction. We generally, in Zentangle, we're not worried. We're not, we're not concerned with the, you know, light source, all of that. It's about different things. It's, you know, the pop, the effect of having, when you put graphite on, it sinks something down, or it lowers it, I guess you could think of it. And if you're using it on a toned piece of paper, if you're using the highlight, that brings things up. So having fun playing with just that aspect of it is neat. All right, so that looks really neat. And so what I end up doing is, so I'm doing it, then I don't like to have just that line, so let me round it just a smidge here. So it's like whatever I end up doing, I do it like on the same side, so I do try to do things consistently, and it just ends up having kind of a neat effect. So that is Springkle, and let me show you a couple other times that I have used this. Let me back up my camera just a smidge. So here we have it. I added some blue. This is paired with hemp. Is that Tangle? it's really whimsical. And then this one, no, this is on a gray tile, so I did add a little white highlight on the outside. This one as well. Down in there. Same thing. It was coupled with hemp, and this you can see it a little bit better. Adding some white highlight onto the outside, it just makes for a really neat effect. Doing it basically on the outside. And actually, in these ones in the center, I used looks like a red chalk pencil to instead of the graphite for that shading. So that's something else that you can do. But anyway, so have fun with this. It's a really fun tangle, and nice to have a mix between this and adding it to any of the other organic tangles that we have available to us, and making a neat garden out of it. So anyway, with that, I hope you enjoyed. If you did, give us a thumbs up. If you liked it enough that you might want to see more and you're not already subscribed, feel free to hit that subscribe button. And leave comments below. Just to let you know, I do have the comments set to for approval, and I'm checking them regularly. We have some weirdness, and I don't want to have any of these people that have nothing better to do with their time but to mess with other people's stuff, and it's just so unfortunate. But anyway, so just so that I am peeking at them, and I will make sure to publish those that anything that you put on there, but yeah, except for those weirdos. So anyway, enjoy, and I wish you lots of happy tangling.